Good morning, everyone. How are you?
Good.
What a wonderful way to spend a Saturday, right? Beautiful day. I want to start off, Christy Zamani, I'm the executive director for Day One, but last year I think I started also becoming a member of the recovery team for Altadena, and that was totally new for all of us. You know, I think what Greg is sharing is we were all caught off guard, right? I remember putting my son to bed and Ryan saying, I really think we should leave. And I'm like, I think we're okay. Until he showed me the photo from our backyard, and I was like, let's go. It's enough, right? And for those of us who had to evacuate, I think it was just crippling being far away and going like, and when I say far away, my family was in PV. And I was just like, how I feel so awful, the guilt, like where am I to help my people, my friends, my neighbors? I had the pleasure of having breakfast with some of the youth climate commissioners. If you all are here, you can raise your hand. I think these are our leaders that are going to guide the way for us, and working with our board of supervisors to really amplify the needs of community. And, you know, we were just sharing how it's hard to jump into a role when you know nothing about it, right? And then when you're the community leaders that people usually turn to saying, what do I do? And you're like, I don't know. And Altadena is where our artists lived, our helpers, our poets, our musicians, everything that makes this community special. I was charged with distributing about 300 gift cards. And I took out a stack and I put it for like the people I know work at nonprofits that would never show up to say, I need help, because they always think somebody else needs it more. And that is who Altadena is. Always saying like, it's okay, give it to somebody else, we'll be okay. But I want to say this out loud, it's okay to need help. Because I think so many of the people in our community will always go to the back of the line or not get in line thinking somebody else needs more. So I share that because as we think about recovery and the steps forward as we've been struggling all year long, a big part of it is it's not just the home that need to be rebuilt, but it's the community. And that community was not built overnight. That community took decades to create the beautiful shade trees and the flowers and the neighborhoods and the people and that's not something just a simple settlement, I'm gonna say, it's gonna pay you back for. That community was special, and it still is special. So I'll tell you, in my role at the Eaton Fire Collaborative, we've been speaking with like national partners and people who've gone through this. Greg just said Lahaina, and my sister, funny enough, tried to kidnap me right after the fires in April for a break, and she's not in community work. So she took me to Hawaii, to we're in Maui, and I'm like sitting there going, that's Lahaina. She's like, yeah. I was like, she goes, don't tell me you're gonna go over there. I'm like, I'm gonna go do some site visits, bye. So, it's just, It was ironic, but I learned a lot to some of the people while I was there. And, just hearing again that community-driven part, that community narrative, like keeping it is everything. And we've seen it in action. As we've had these national meetings, you learn and you expect these experts to come up and show you the way. And what we're learning is that's not it. It's really not it, because every community is different. Our community is definitely different. And as much as we can learn, we still need to do it our way. So I think that's a big lesson. And I know it's cliche, but we are the heroes we've been waiting for. And it's moments like this that are so beautiful, coming together here at Greg and Alma's space, which I had frequented many times in the past, sitting in their living room. People like you that have been the leaders of our community, like helping people grow all along and saying like, what can we do to give back? So I mean it when I say this work is super personal. It's super personal, and it's okay if I'm exhausted because we care and we need to help each other make it better and keep things going. So it's hard. I was sharing with Jeffrey from Department of Mental Health earlier. They've been at the collaboratory. Seasons have changed in recovery. It changes so quickly. People were not ready for mental health or therapy last year, but last year around, I would say October, November, we could feel the anxiety stirring in folks as the anniversary was coming up. And we were saying, we need to get some support in here. And it's amazing. I was just looking at the data last week, and we have about 30, 40 people coming in to get help right now on a weekly basis. They're there every day. And that's amazing because it's hard to ask for help.